So welcome all. In this semester 5 we are going to see the structure analysis 2 subject, and in this subject we are going to see the analysis of indeterminate structure. In structure analysis 1 we have seen the analysis of beam, frame as well as trusses, but all these structures were determinate. We have used only the equations of equilibrium, but now it is not sufficient. We have to use some more equations for the analysis in the analysis of indeterminate structures. So how to use, what are the different methods of the analysis, we are going to see in this subject, structure analysis 2. Okay, so my introduction is also there. So I am Professor Shekhar Sawant, assistant professor and head of civil engineering department. So this subject, structure analysis 2, is a credit 4 subject, and it will be having 200 assessment of 20 marks each, with the end semester exam of 80 marks. So there is one question, why this structure analysis 2? So we have seen the strength of material, we have seen the structure analysis 1, and this is structure analysis 2. So we have already bored with the number of calculations of in the strength of material in structure analysis 1. So why this subject is there? So as I have told you in the last lecture, in the last semester, that we have seen only determinant structure in the analysis during the strength of material as well as SA1. But now in structure analysis 2, we are going to face the indeterminate structure. So what is mean by indeterminate structure? So indeterminate structure is a structure which cannot be analyzed with the help of equations of equilibrium, that is summation fy equal to 0, summation fx equal to 0, and summation m equal to 0. So these three equations will not be sufficient for the analysis. So what are these structures? So if you look at the structures around you, you will see the RCC frame buildings. In the city, you will see high-rise RCC frame buildings. And if you see the frame of such buildings, RCC frame of such buildings, you can see the number of support for the beams are more than 2, or more than 3 also, or more than 5 also. So beam is supported on the number of columns. More, it may be 3, it may be 4, it may be 5. But in the strength of material, we have seen only a beam supported by 2 support. It may be having some overhanging portion. Sometimes we have seen only beam with one end fixed and other end free. So we have seen the cantilever beam. So in the strength of material as well as SA1, we have only focused the beam with the 2 support, means we have seen the simply supported beam, we have seen the cantilever beam, and we have seen the overhanging beam, and all these beams were redundant, determinate, not redundant. But if this beam is supported by 4 columns, means beam is having 4 supports, how will you analyze? So these 3 equations will not be sufficient for the analysis. Now, for such type of structures or such type of frame also, which we have seen in the structure analysis 1, that were only determinant frame. Only equations, 3 equations were sufficient to analyze. But in this subject, we are going to study the frames which are indeterminate. We are going to study the beams which are indeterminate. So which may be little bit complicated, which may be little bit difficult as compared to SA1. So the structure analysis 2 is the little extension of structure analysis 1, from determinate structure to indeterminate structure. Okay, so we'll see what are the course objectives and outcomes of the subject. Means after completion of this subject, what you will earn, what you will learn, we'll see. So first we will able to calculate the degree of static indeterminacy. Once you complete this subject, you will be able to calculate the degree of static indeterminacy. Now, what is mean by degree of static indeterminacy? Degree of static indeterminacy shows whether your structure is determinate or indeterminate. If degree of static indeterminacy is 0, it means your structure is determinate. If a degree of static indeterminacy is more than 0, means it is 1, 2, 3, 4, then your structure is indeterminate. And if the degree of static indeterminacy is more, it means your structure is more complicated or your structure is more redundant. So your number of unknowns are more than number of equations available for the analysis. Then, similar to this degree of static indeterminacy, there is one more concept, that is degree of kinematic indeterminacy. So degree of kinematic indeterminacy also we have to study in this subject. So in the first topic, we will see how to calculate degree of static indeterminacy and degree of kinematic indeterminacy, which will identify your structure type, whether it is determinate or indeterminate. Now next is understanding the principle of analysis of indeterminate structure. So once you complete this subject, you will be able to understand the different concept of the analysis of indeterminate structure. This is our second objective. What is third objective? You will be able to analyze any indeterminate structure by using appropriate method. Appropriate method word is very important, because there are number of methods available for the analysis. You should be able to choose appropriate method. So once you complete this subject, you will be able to analyze indeterminate structure by using appropriate method, because many methods having their advantages, many methods having their own disadvantages. Some methods are laborious method, some methods are very easy method, quick methods. Okay, so we'll see one by one. Then understanding the concept of plastic analysis. So one more topic here is understanding the concept of plastic analysis. You can see here. So in this plastic analysis, you will be able to understand what is mean by plastic hinge, what is mean by collapse load, how to calculate the collapse load. Okay. So once you complete this subject, you will be able to achieve these four objectives: degree of static and kinematic indeterminacy, understanding the principle of analysis, understanding the different methods and its application, and understanding the concept of plastic analysis. Okay, so these are the course objectives. See, I have not pointed each and every objective mentioned in the university syllabus. I have just summarized these four objectives. If you keep in your mind that I have to achieve these four objectives, you will be able to focus in your syllabus very clearly. Next is the syllabus of subjects. What is syllabus? So as I have mentioned in the course objective, syllabus is based or designed in the same way. So first topic is calculation of degree of static and kinematic indeterminacy. So first we'll calculate. There are different approaches to find out this degree, and we'll demonstrate all the approaches here. You have to practice some examples at your home for this degree of static and kinematic indeterminacy. Then next is analysis of indeterminate structure by flexibility method. Now in flexibility method includes three moment theorem method and flexibility coefficient method for beam, frame and truss. So three moment theorem we will use only for the beam, not for frame. But this flexibility method we will use for beam, frame and truss. And this TMT, Clapeyron's three moment theorem. What is mean by TMT? Is three moment theorem. Clapeyron's three moment theorem. It is used for the fixed beam as well as continuous beam analysis. Okay. And this inflexibility method, you have to use the concept of unit load method, which you have learned in the calculation of deflection in structural analysis 1. I have told you in structure analysis 1, this concept will be used in structure analysis 2. So the concept of unit load method in SA1 will be used here in this flexibility method. So now this flexibility method for beam, frame and truss will use the unit load method concept, as well as here you have to use the some concept of matrix also. Okay, so this flexibility method will take much more time because it is applicable for beam, for frame and for truss. It will require some lectures, around 9 to 10 lectures to cover this flexibility method. Then analysis of indeterminate structure by stiffness method, stiffness coefficient method, stiffness matrix method. Here also you have to use the matrix concept for this analysis. Then moment distribution method we will see. Now moment distribution method is a very popular method which is used nowadays also by the many structural engineer for the calculation of beam as well as frame. Because if degree of static indeterminacy is more, if it is more than 5, then in such case using this method will be a little bit complicated and it will take more time, it is laborious. But in that case, if you use the moment distribution method, comparatively less time you will be, in the less time you will be able to complete the analysis. So this moment distribution method is very essential and very important method of analysis. Okay, then plastic analysis of structure. As I have told you, that plastic analysis of structure, this topic will cover the introduction part, then concept of plastic hinge, calculation of collapse load for beam. Here also you have to solve some examples of beam in which we will calculate the collapse load, plastic moment of beam. We will see this concept in this plastic analysis chapter. Okay. Now for this understanding or better understanding of structure analysis to subject, you have to revise your concept from strength of material and from structural analysis. So which concept? Concept means, as I have told you, here we required a unit load method of calculating deflection. Then use of equilibrium equations is also there. Means how to calculate the reaction for frame, how to calculate the reaction of beam, how to calculate the reaction of trusses. You have to understand, you have to practice, because there is a lap of 3 to 4 months. So you have to practice for the calculation of reaction, calculation of bending moment, calculation of shear force. All these concepts will be there. See, in the university question paper end semester, you have to draw shear force diagram, bending moment diagram, and sometimes axial force diagram, not axial force diagram, only shear force diagram and bending moment diagram for almost all the examples. Because in every example a beam will be there, or a frame will be there, or a truss will be there. If the beam and frame is there, they will ask you to draw the shear force diagram and bending moment diagram for the given beam by this method, by flexibility method, by stiffness method, by Clapeyron's three moment theorem method, by moment distribution method, by stiffness matrix method. So they will change the method, but they will ask you to draw the shear force diagram as well as bending moment diagram. So in the every frame of question, they will ask you to draw SFD and BFD by using different method. So the concept of shear force, concept of bending moment, concept of reaction calculations, then unit load method concept, all these concepts you have to thoroughly prepare. So do it, and from next lecture we will start with the degree of static indeterminacy. We will see all the approaches. And now see, I have told you from the strength of material that this subject, the structural analysis subject, is completely numerical subject, and you will be having the numericals in the question paper also, in the unit test also, means in the end semester exam as well as in unit test. So you have to prepare all these numericals, you have to practice it, then you will be able to understand the concept as well as this method. Thank you.